Let's flip over to the commodities market now. We're talking about stockfish. Some call it oporoko. It remains a staple in Nigerian kitchen. Despite a 30% drop in prices this year, demand is showing little sign of slowing. And the countries we import stockfish from, that's Iceland and Norway. This is where our major imports come from. Let's look at other parts of our demand there. The stockfish market size, that's over $400 million there. The estimated Nigerian stockfish market, annual imports more than 160,000 metric tons every year. You guys really like stockfish. Let's look at other parts now. We see the market there for the key data. January 2026 price, medium-sized stockfish about 15,000 naira. August 2026 price, 11.5. That's about a 30.4% drop there so far yet today. Joining me now, let's talk to Ayobami Olatunji, analyst with Financial Derivatives Company. Great to have you, Ayobami. So we've seen the prices, they've dropped 30%, but I believe the prices are still quite elevated, right now. How would you describe demand so far?
Yes, thank you so much for having me, Ladi, Mr. Ladi. So yes, it is true that the price of stockfish has decreased by over 30% from year-to-date, from 15,000 naira in January to 11,500 naira in July. And this is because of the naira stabilizing. Right, naira stabilized in the first half of 2026, by 5%, and that has reduced the landing cost of importing stockfish, right? And coupled with the fact that there's increased supply of stockfish heads, right, in the market, because that's the more affordable option compared to the medium-sized stockfish, and that has also put downward pressure on the price. But demand still persists because even at 11,500 naira, right, stockfish price is still elevated. So stockfish, to the Yoruba people is known as panla, to the Igbo people is known as oporoko, right? And it is culturally inelastic because, for one, right, it is an ingredient that must be present in traditional meals, right? Your edikaikon, your bitter leaf, your afang is incomplete without the stockfish. If you serve guests, they are going to notice. It's just something, it is necessary, right? Not just as an ingredient, but as cultural significance, as a culturally significant input. For instance, in the Igbo and Ibibio culture, we stockfish is important because it's one of the marriage lists that a groom must provide as bride price. So stockfish is not just an ingredient, but it's a culturally essential input in Nigerian homes. So demand will persist even as prices are elevated. Although we see a shift in demand to other parts of stockfish. Instead of getting the whole one, we see people ordering parts, purchasing parts like the stockfish head, which is more affordable, right? But stockfish there's no substitute to stockfish. There's nothing that can replace stockfish.
Right. And I guess, if a man wants to show love to a woman you want to marry, you need to get some really big, stockfish there. But we're seeing the imports. There are over 160,000 metric tons every year. Does this level of dependence pose a strategic risk, particularly for foreign exchange?
No, I don't think it poses a risk to foreign exchange because, number one, the market is worth $400 million, which is marginal compared to our external reserves of $52 billion. So if there is a risk to foreign exchange or balance of payments, issues, the government will have to weigh certain things such as, the fact that stockfish is consumed in many households in the southwest, southeastern region, which are also key, electoral regions. So, and there has been pushback, right, because this has happened before, actually. Within the region of 2015 to 2023, there was an FX restriction on stockfish, actually. But the reason why that's failed was because there's no substitute to stockfish. We can't produce it here. We just have to import. But it poses little risk to foreign exchange because it's very marginal for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, well, we'll keep tracking those prices. Thank you so much. Ayobami Olatunde, analyst with Financial Derivatives Company. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.